Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? I've seen a lot of these car talks that people do, and I'm just on my way to the gym now, so I thought I would just make one. Today, guys, I want to talk about just materialism. My thoughts on materialism. I think a lot of other people can sort of relate to it. It's how I feel, and I think where society's going and how society is run does not fit everybody. Now, I think for me, I haven't been on this planet very long, but I have seen individuals in my experience who have gotten themselves stuck in a rat race. What I mean by this is that this society has made it so easy to borrow money, just have to buy things that you cannot afford. Now, I'm not having to go at people who do this. I think, if you want to finance a BMW, you go ahead and do that, good for you. But what I'm on about is that it's not in your best interest to do so. And I think this is just the way I feel, the more you sort of simplify your life, don't get into debt. I pray all the time that I'll never ever get myself into debt and buy things I don't need or cannot afford, because that will cause so much just unnecessary stress and unnecessary strain. I don't know why I feel the way I do, it's just the way I am. But I think a lot of other people can relate to me. I bet there are obviously people like how I feel. But let's talk about materialism. So it's a good saying, we come into this world with nothing and we leave with nothing. And I go to church and stuff. I am a believer, and I do sort of attest to the Bible with what it says. What is the profit of man if he gains the whole world and then loses his own soul? And the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. But it doesn't say that money or possessions in and of themselves is a bad thing. It's absolutely not. If anything, it's bad. It is. I think the lack of money as well is the root of all kinds of evil, because then, if you've got no money, you're going to be homeless. You might get into drugs. You might get into, other things that could literally, take your own life and stuff. You can get, obviously go into, dodgy, just dark areas in your life, and you struggle to get out. So it goes both ways, doesn't it? It's I want to have just enough to live, make enough money to live, but don't chase money. But what I'm on about today, guys, is about materialism. Is that people will live to buy these expensive things which they know they cannot afford. Is he going? Not very good at roundabouts. They will buy things they know they can't afford. And it just becomes a big problem where, you get into this rat race where and then you actually end up in a job where you hate. And for me, that's not a life worth living. For me, what's most important for me is freedom. Obviously, work is great. Work is good. It's good for your mindset. You've got to provide for yourself and your family. But it's sort of like this. Maybe I'm just I'm making a vast judgment, and I don't want to be doing that. You know what I mean? About society, about people, and about maybe not people, just society and things. I think what I'm trying to say, guys, is that you got to go towards what you value the most. And if you value just a simple life, sort of a life of just simplicity, then financing stuff is just such a silly idea. I watch a guy. He's not very popular, which is just crazy. His name's Ali Ben Hariz. I've been watching him for about 2 years. And when he was my age, I think he's about 29. This guy, and he's quite successful now in terms of making money and stuff, in terms of business. But back in the day, he was at my age, he was financing all of this stuff, and his father was telling him, look, this is a bad idea. You shouldn't be doing this, financing stupid stuff. And it's sort of another way that the system gets you. The system tricks you into. It's sort of buy now, pay later. And you get yourself into even more of a rut, and to the point where you're not living to work, but you're working to live. To me, that's really not a life worth living for me. It really isn't. I think some people will obviously spend money on obviously possessions and material wealth and gain. Other people spend them on experiences. I think I'm more for the experiences, traveling and things like that, I reckon. But it's just my thoughts and what I've seen, and I can't just make a massive judgment because I'm only 19 years old. I don't know much about the world yet. but it just makes you think. It's like I ask questions, you know, why is this? Why will people put up for a mundane, monotonous life just to have, you know, a few expensive things in their, you know, an expensive house, an expensive car? It all seems so shallow to me. So those are really my thoughts, guys, on like materialism. Materialism in and of itself is, well, having material and desiring, to provide for yourself and your family. There's nothing wrong with that. Having, you know, desiring to have nice things, there's nothing wrong with that either. I think it's a problem when that stuff has got you and you haven't got it. I think that's really where the problem comes into it. Because if someone has like little, but they genuinely love what they do and they love their job and they have passion for what they do as well, I think that's just so worth it. I think that's you know, that you are a success in and of itself. Because, you know, I used to sort of put like a number on success. Okay, you know, success is this amount of money, success is this, success is that. Success really, when it boils down to it, is happiness. Are you happy? Are you happy with where you know, with who you are, with where you're going, and everything else? So guys, that's my thoughts, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and share, and subscribe, and let's have a conversation. Peace out.